Are you thinking of leaving Etsy? Today I'm going to talk about some of the pros and cons of leaving or staying on the Etsy platform, and I'm going to help you to hopefully make this decision. G'day there, my name is Jess Van Den. I myself have been selling on Etsy since 2008. You can check out my shop in my description below, and I still sell there to this day, despite all of the changes that have happened on the platform since 2008. Okay, so you're thinking of leaving the Etsy platform. First of all, I want you to really think about why it is you want to leave. Is it an immediate emotional or knee-jerk reaction to some change that Etsy has made to the platform? This is what I often see when Etsy makes some sort of change, people often freak out, they get upset, and they throw up their hands and say, I'm leaving, this is the last straw, I'm not coming back, I'm done with Etsy. And hey, maybe you are. But maybe you aren't, because this decision to leave the platform could have a really big impact on your business and your life. If you are like me, my business is my full-time livelihood. I cannot afford to make emotional or knee-jerk reactions when it comes to making big decisions for my business. Big decisions like leaving the platform that makes me the most income from my jewellery business. Now, that might not be your situation. Maybe you have multiple online platforms, your own website, other venues, and Etsy isn't a huge part of your income. If that's the case, it's probably an easier decision to make. But if it is the case, then it's something to really seriously consider. It's also the case that if it's a little hobby business for you or a side hustle and you don't really rely on the income, then you do have a bit more freedom and leeway here to make this decision and choose to leave the platform. So the question to really ask is, can you and your business afford to leave Etsy at this point in time? Yes, sometimes they will do things that we do not like, but that is true of any venue or place that you are going to be selling from. Today, I want to encourage you to ignore the noise, ignore the Facebook groups, ignore what other people are doing, and focus on what is best for you and your business, because everybody's business and situation is different, and you have to do what is best for you. Okay, so let's think through some of the things we need to consider when we're thinking about making this choice. I guess the biggest one is, why is it that you're thinking of leaving the platform at this time? Is it a change they've made? Is it the fees? Now, this is a big one right now because there's just been an announcement of a fee increase, and I've done a video on that you can check out right here. I'll put a card to that. Etsy's always changing things, doing new things. They're a business. Not only that, they're a publicly listed business, so they have shareholders who they have to answer to for their profits. And so they are going to be making the decisions that are best for Etsy as a business and the best decisions for their shareholders. We, as their customers, because we are their main customers, sometimes will not necessarily like the decisions that they make. Although honestly, if they're not making life easy for us, then that's going to cost them money. So you have to think about, when they're making these changes, are they thinking about us, their customer? Because the more money we make, the more money they make. Now, coming back to the fees thing, this is the thing I hear the most often people complaining about. It's too expensive to sell on Etsy. It's not too expensive to sell on Etsy. Look, the only alternative I know of that's actually cheaper than this when it comes to selling online is a Facebook shop. And even that, it's still a 5% transaction fee, as far as I know, as I record this video. And I don't know about you, but I don't go on Facebook to find high quality handmade goods. I go in there to find some new pots for the plants in my garden, or get a new secondhand whippersnipper. To me, a Facebook marketplace is somewhere you go for a deal, for a bargain. You aren't a bargain. Your business model shouldn't be being a bargain if you want to sell quality handmade goods. So you have to consider, is that the right platform for you to be trying to sell your stuff on? Now, if you're unsure about the fees, I have done a video on that. I'm going to put a card up here. It's slightly out of date because it uses the old 5% fee. If I do an updated video, then I'll update the card as well, and it will be the new updated Etsy fees video. But everything else is the same, so go have a look at that. And I break down every single fee that Etsy may or may not charge you, and you'll see that actually, generally, it's around the 10%-ish mark of each sale that you are giving away in fees, and that is actually pretty bloody reasonable. You have to consider what you're paying Etsy for. You're paying them to host your shop on their platform, to do all the security, to protect you against hackers, to protect you against any other tech issues. So they do all your backups for you. Now, this is stuff that if you've never had your own website, you may never have considered are things you have to worry about / pay for. On my own website, I pay a company, a retainer, to deal with hacks and to back up my website. And yes, it has happened. I have been hacked multiple times, even as a small, independent, basically tiny website on the internet. So these are things you have to think about that you may not have considered before. You're also paying them for the traffic that they bring you, that if you move away from Etsy, you have to drive your traffic by yourself. And that means you need to either spend time marketing it or spend money on ads. Now, on Etsy as well, they have the on-site and off-site ads programs. On-site ads are where you advertise on Etsy to Etsy buyers. Off-site ads are where Etsy uses your products to advertise on other sites. Now, the thing about these ads, yes, there is a fee associated with them, obviously, but you only pay that fee if somebody clicks on one of your ads and then ends up buying from your shop. Tell me where else you can pay for advertising that you only pay if you make a sale. I don't know of anywhere. Anywhere else that I can think of, you just have to throw that advertising money at the wall and hope something sticks. Okay, so let's look at your traffic, because this is the most important aspect of this whole scenario. Where is your Etsy traffic coming from? Is it coming from Etsy search or the Etsy app or Etsy ads? If 50% or more of your traffic is coming from those areas, leaving the platform is going to have a huge impact on your business. And not only that, even if you are driving 50% or more of your traffic to the Etsy platform, some of the people who have been buying from you on Etsy will not convert on your own personal website for a couple of reasons. One, they don't have the backup and protection of buying through Etsy. So if something goes wrong, they know they can appeal to Etsy to help them sort it out. They can open a case. They can't do that on your own website. Asking somebody to buy from your own website is a higher level of trust than asking them to buy through a venue like Etsy, because there isn't so much of a recourse if something goes wrong. And then there's just pure laziness. Like, if I have an account on Etsy and I see an Etsy shop, it's so easy to buy from it. Whereas if I have to go to another website and have to set up a whole new account, sometimes people just can't be bothered. So it's basically about reducing the friction and reducing any sort of barrier to people buying from you. Okay, so if you are driving most of your own traffic, awesome. You're probably going to be okay if you do leave the platform, because you can move that traffic over to your own website. And if you aren't driving most of your own traffic, then you have to seriously think about this decision and maybe make it if you still are determined to leave Etsy, make it a long-term plan. Don't just throw in the towel and run away from it. Say, okay, I'm kind of over this for whatever reason. I want to have my own website. Open your own website and spend some time moving your customers to your own website before you think about shutting your Etsy shop, so that you don't lose out on that income that you would if you made the switch instantaneously. Another thing to consider are some of the other opportunities you may miss not being on Etsy. I don't do a lot of wholesale, but the wholesale that I have done in the last 5 or so years, they have all found me on Etsy and contacted me through Etsy, because shops are just going to hop on Etsy and search for what it is they want to stock. And if they see something they like, they'll reach out to you. So that's another big reason to be on the platform. If you're not on the platform, people can't find you. And so even if you are, worried about the fees or whatever else it might be, like I said, open your own website, drive your own traffic there, and then you'll be hopefully making most of your sales on your own website. And then if you just maintain your Etsy shop, it's going to be a much smaller percentage of your sales happening over there, and then a smaller cut of the fees, but you're still making some sales and being on the platform and available to people who want to buy from you. So what is your plan to move people to your new website, or to encourage people to your new website? How are you going to market your business when you are no longer taking advantage of the built-in traffic that Etsy provides for you? You really have to have a plan here, and that way you won't get stuck with this lull in sales or this dip in sales, hopefully, when you move from one platform to the other. Don't just dive into this, shut your shop, open a new website and think magically all that traffic's just going to start happening on your new website. That is not how it works. And now we come to, well, if you're not selling on Etsy, where are you going to sell? What are your alternatives? I mentioned Facebook before. There's Shopify. I've done a video on Etsy versus Shopify. I'll put a card to that up here. There's WordPress and WooCommerce. There's Squarespace. There's a whole bunch of different options out there for setting up your own website. Some of them are more expensive than others. And this is what you have to really sit down and think about. Look at your alternatives and then see what it's going to cost you. And remember, you need to include things like security and marketing/advertising costs if you are moving from being reliant on Etsy traffic to driving all of your traffic by yourself. It may also mean that you have to spend more time, not only because you're going to have to set up a new website, but also more time marketing and driving traffic. And of course, ask yourself, okay, if I'm going to move to this other platform, what makes them better? Like if you're going to move to, if you have ethical issues with Etsy, is Facebook really where you want to go? Like, which one's better? Which one's worse? I'll leave that in your capable hands, but just think about the platform that you're going to be moving to. Is it really what you want? Is that the company you want to be doing business with? We have to all make these decisions in business. Who are we willing to work with? Who do we want to be in business with? And the ethics of that will matter to some people more than others. Some people will just be focused on what's my cheapest, best option, and that's fine too. I think I'll leave it there. I hope I gave you some food for thought. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below and give me a thumbs up if you found this video helpful. So, what's it going to be? Are you going to stick with Etsy or are you going to leave? And if so, where are you planning on going? And if money and fees are a big thing for you, the first thing you really need to do is make sure you're pricing your products correctly. This is the biggest problem I see makers having. It is underpricing products. I'm going to leave right here my video to a simple handmade pricing formula where I break down exactly what needs to go into your pricing formula and why. Catch you in the next video.